Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of SoTellUs Time. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. If you're on YouTube, you can see Troy is not here. He's actually traveling, getting some things done, and December is a great month to get things done. In fact, that rolls right into what this episode is about. It's called the December Advantage. See, a lot of people in business, as you know, entrepreneurs, we know business kind of slows down in December. It gets slower. Our consumers, our customers, they're with family, they're with friends. In fact, I mean, we've got family and friends coming in town too. We've got holidays, parties, all sorts of great food going on. And our minds and businesses get a little distracted. Our minds get distracted and our businesses get neglected, actually, right? And here's the thing is, for us entrepreneurs, and I get it, we enjoy it. We look forward to it. We're like, hey, December slows down. I've been cranking all year long, but I finally get a break in December. But here's the problem with that. If you utilize December as your secret weapon, then you can actually launch the next year ahead of the schedule. See, everybody is going to be kind of sitting back. Your competitors, they're going to be enjoying the break. But here's what you need to be doing. If you really want to look forward and launch next year fast and have it be better and more profitable and get going, what you want to be doing is using December as your secret weapon to getting ahead of everybody else. And how we do that is first, we take a look at our business. We do a review of this year. So we look at it and we say, what went really well? Identify what made us a bunch of profit. What was our most profitable situation? You know, whether that was a marketing piece, a marketing strategy, or that was a new partnership that we created, or if that was a new deal that we landed, whatever that looks like, what worked really well and was really profitable. Then I want you to look back and say, okay, what kind of worked? What worked okay? What was still profitable, but it wasn't our big slam dunk, right? And then identify that. And the third thing I want you to identify is what went horrible, meaning what did we spend energy, time, or money on that completely did not return at all? We didn't make any money off of that. Because I'll tell you, if you're trying different things, and you should be trying different things, you will have some things that did not make you money. So take a look at the business, and I want you to do those three things. Write them down, put them where you can see them on paper. Don't just do this in your mind. There is power in the pen and paper. Write it all down. Then you can look at your systems and processes and your employees, and you can say, okay, where did they fit in to these three categories? And what that's going to help you do is identify and determine what might need to change. That could be systems, processes, or people. I know that third one is really hard. That's a really hard one. People. I know I don't like replacing people either. That's not a fun situation, but this is something that you can do and need to do. In fact, I was reading an article the other day talking about that businesses that are doing 1 to 3 million a year and hit that 3 million actually, and we talked about this in previous podcasts, that they fall off over 10 years. They hit that 3 million and then they never grow. And one of the biggest proponents of that is people. So you do have to, the people that you have in the company. So you do have to, unfortunately, take a look at that. So what you do is you get those three categories, and then you look at the systems and the processes and the people that are in each category. And then you have to determine what you do from there. And so if you have a system in a category that was, for instance, like made you all the profit and it was awesome, what else can be done with that system, or what can be improved in that system? Or what can be bolted onto that system? What is that system missing that if you were to improve that or fix that, you would do even more money? Then look and see, are there any systems or programs or people that even that are in those departments or in that column of very profitable that didn't really work though. That still didn't help out with, making all that profit. Because you'd be surprised at how many times we walk into a business and we're doing consulting, people have programs that they're paying for and they're just paying for them because they've always paid for them. They've always had them, but it doesn't actually work well. They've never built it out. They've never made it a well-oiled machine, as we call it. If that's the case, then what are you really losing other than gaining money that you're spending on something that you could be spending somewhere else to make you more money? What are you losing by not having it or getting rid of it, right? Okay, then we go to the next column and we do the same thing. And we determine, how do we improve things? How do we make it better? What is it missing? What is it lacking? Why is there a reason? Can we figure out and determine why this column, made us money, but it wasn't as profitable as, all the things that were in our most profitable column? And then we look at it and see if we can improve things, and we can move those, we want to move those into a more profitable column. We want to improve them and make them better. Okay. And then same thing. Do we need to get rid of anyone or anything within that column? And then that last column, is the hardest one. I know you're like, oh man, I really don't want to do this, Trevor. But you look at that last column and you say, okay, why? What? And then you go ahead and you just have to make that hard decision. And you've got to get rid of the things that are just weighing the business down, sucking out money, but not bringing anything back in. And again, that could just be a system, program. That could be a process that you do that's just not efficient. Or that could be people. And a lot of times before you just go can somebody, what I definitely would recommend is I would look at their process, the process of the person, and see, can you improve the process? Is the process actually the problem and not the person? Too often, when we go in and are doing consulting with businesses, we find that the person isn't the problem. It's the process that they're doing. They weren't either taught properly, trained properly, or there really was no training for it. They were just kind of thrown into the position. So it might not be their fault. And they may be an amazing person and an amazing employee, and you don't want to get rid of them because those are hard to find. So take a look at that and be thoughtful with it. And that way you can really do this business analysis or year-end review and maximize December when things are slowing down and other people are just kind of taking the break. And then they're trying to jump into January and run full steam ahead, but they're just going to get the same results as they did the year before. We don't want the same results as the year before. We want to grow. We want to gain more revenue, be bringing on more people. More revenue also means we can help more people. We can have more employees, which we love to do as well. We believe that people are the foundation of your business. The people, the team you build in your business is really, truly the foundation. So it's not about, like I just said, when we were talking about, do we have to get rid of somebody or somebody's? Really look at that, because building the foundation with the right team, and we've spent a lot of years, and I can tell you, we've got the right team. We have got the right team. And this is why we are so successful and why we continue to grow year after year, even in down years, even through COVID, even through all that junk. When you have the right people in place, they will help the business grow. So really take a look at that and see what you can improve. And again, there are so many places, guys, we've talked about it all year long. If you don't have automations in place, and it is so funny because going back to talking about the systems, all the time, we talk to people about automation. And they're like, well, I think the system that I have, this system right here, this does that. Okay, great. Why haven't you implemented it? Well, I just haven't had the time. Oh, okay, cool. So how long have you had that program, that system? Oh, 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. I think it's time to either get it implemented or get something new, because obviously if you can't figure it out, it's too difficult. And that's not the right system to be using then. Cut your losses and get a system in that can do what you need it to do to help you improve the business, right? There's AI. We all know AI is awesome. Everybody's using AI now for a lot of things, and it is an amazing tool, but you have to set it up properly. What are you going to use it for? We have a friend who builds amazing AIs, and I'm talking huge for corporations, spending $500,000 to $1 million on AI systems to be built. And then the mistake that I see that they're making is they're getting rid of the foundation. They're actually letting AI replace human bodies. And there are situations where that can work, but I'm telling you, in my business and your business, AI should complement the team, the core that you have built. It should complement them and help them and improve the overall business, not be replacing. And I can tell you that for sure. Some of these big corporations that you see, they have a lot of bloating. They have a lot of fat they need to trim off. They have a lot of people not working very hard, not getting anything done. Most likely, you, just like us, do not have that. What we have is we need a situation where we need to get more productivity done. We need more work to be done so more revenue can come in, right? So that doesn't mean creating AI and replacing employees. That means creating AI to help improve everything, right? So setting up automation, if you don't have your automation in place, and so automation, Trevor, I'm talking about automatic text messages, communication, web chats, being run by AI, answers to questions that customers have being taken care of by automation or AI. There's a lot of ways that you can utilize these tools in your business that doesn't end up hurting the bottom line, because you end up getting rid of people thinking that you're getting something cheaper, the same, quality for a cheaper price because AI is doing it. That's not always the case. And in fact, we've seen it hurt a lot of businesses. And so loyalty is huge for us. We are big on loyalty here with SoTellUs. And loyalty has really been such a core foundation for our growth over all of these years. 27 years we've been in business, and we have clients who have been with us for 27 years. That is phenomenal and amazing, and we love it and are so excited about it. And so that's one of the reasons I like to share that. I like to kind of share some of the reasons that we've been so successful, and the reasons always end up being that we're honest and we're loyal, and we create teams that are honest and loyal. We we attract the right kind of people that want to work hard, want to take care of the customer. They're loyal and they're honest people. So that's been a big successful thing for us. And so you need to look at your business. It's the December advantage. It's time to review the company and look back and see what needs to be improved. That's one of the things you can look back and see. Are the people who are working with you, the person in the office next door, the person sitting next to you, the person answering the phone, are they honest? Do they have integrity? Do they work hard? Do they have a mentality where they want the business to succeed? If the answer to that question is no, you have the wrong person. And then that's when it's easy. That's when it should be easy for you. If there's no loyalty there, why are you struggling with moving on to find somebody else that is going to be loyal for your business? Because at the end of the day, when you have a rotten apple, it hurts the whole tree. You've got all these other people possibly that need to be taken care of as well. When you have one person dragging down everybody, or dragging down, not doing their job and dragging down the company, you're dragging down everybody with it. So that's a thing to think about, and a really good thing to review here in this December advantage. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. I want you guys to create that spreadsheet. I want you to create those columns of what's working the best, what's making us the most money, and then putting into that why. Because that's something that people don't really ever think about. They don't just put it down on paper and analyze it and review it. So what's working the best and why, what's kind of working and why, and what's not working at all and why. From there, you 100% will improve your business and you will launch in January ripping and roaring, ready to go. So I have done this. I've sat down and done this with clients, and I can tell you in January, they looked like completely new companies. That's pretty amazing. Some of these businesses have been around longer than we have, and they had never done anything like this. And that's okay, because we don't know what we don't know until we know it, right? So now you know it. You have no excuses. And we have these companies that have been around for 30 plus years. We sit down, we do this review with them, and holy cow, they look like a brand new business when we're done. You can do this. This is simple. It's easy. All right, everybody. Well, we love you. We appreciate you. Troy will be back next week. We're so excited to kind of keep moving forward through December, and it's going to go fast. Holy cow. I mean, we're ripping and roaring through this month. Lots of fun things coming up, and then it's the new year, and then bam, it is 2026. And holy cow, I'm going to make 2026 amazing. And I want you guys to jump on that train with me and make 2026 one of the best years you have ever had. I can feel it. Something is changing in the air, and people are going to be spending their money, which I think we've all felt that they've held back this year. People are going to be spending their money. They're going to feel more comfortable, and we are going to capitalize on that. The question is, are you going to capitalize on it with us? All right. Well, like, share, comment, and we will check you guys out on the next episode of SoTellUs Time.